I want to say hello everybody and welcome again to another video here. In this video I'm going to be doing some designs. Okay, in this video I'm going to be trying to practice designing various characters, because I'm coming up with a new various new animated cartoons I'm going to be making. And you know, in the early stages, you know, you have to get your ideas around the kind of stories you want to go for. I've got a couple of stories I want to start working on, but also we're going to start working on the rough first start off designs for various characters, being the main characters and various side characters and stuff too. Also I'm going to go over a few things in this video. I'm going to cover some points again about animation, and I think I'll do that very quickly first off in this video, just to show you something. I want to show you a method I've got for doing animation, one of my methods. Before I do that though, let me just show you some designs I did earlier on. I've been doing a lot of art lately in general, so in fact maybe I'll show you that now. Yeah, what I'll do is I'll show you some art that I've been working on. Okay, so put this picture in this folder here and I'll show you some pictures I've been doing. Okay, some of these you probably will have seen in my last video, or one of my last videos. So let me just show you some of these designs. This one was a very rough, kind of ugly painting, but you know, it depends how you look at it. I tried to paint a character rather than draw, and just for something different. You know, I need to really improve on my painting, obviously. But this was a very rough one. Okay, so I'm just going to show you some art first that I've been doing. This is another picture I did last night, another rough one, rough drawing. I prefer drawing to painting, as I say, but I like both. What else do we have here? This one, you'll have seen this in another video. I did another video and I featured this, the actual behind the scenes making of this one, which again, this is just me practicing drawing various characters. Okay, so now this was like a little scenery, a rough scene that I drew. I just started sketching and I turned it into a scene. Maybe some kind of city. It seems very quiet, there's not a lot of people on the roads here. This one, I did this one, I forgot if I done it last night or today. I think I did this last night actually, yeah. But this one, I was kind of happy with how it turned out. Rough, you know, I know they're rough sketches, you know, I will admit that, but still. Now this one, okay, hang on one second. Before we get onto that one, I'll show you another one. This here, the background, I didn't actually make the background, that came from a 3D model. And what I've done is I just drew some characters in there, so it's like some kind of school or college scene there, and you've got some guy choking this other guy there, and the others are noticing what's going on, you know, wondering. So I did that. I was just trying to practice, I was practicing 3D, using 3D perspective, 3D models, putting them in a certain camera angle to get the perspective, and then drawing my own characters in. Obviously this is a really rough one, but the point is, you know, sometimes I may use my own 3D backgrounds, but I prefer to do 2D, and the whole point is to use 3D sometimes for perspective, whether it be for characters, backgrounds, props, whatever it is, any vehicles, whatever you've got in the scene. Sometimes you can use 3D to help you, a perspective to set everything up. Alright, so this scene helped me set up how I was going to draw the characters. The idea would be to then actually draw over the background, under these characters obviously, but do the background myself. So you may not necessarily use the 3D things that you use, the 3D models, but you use it for reference, and then you can draw on top of that. So I could have made this a different place, or I could have changed it, you know, but it was just a rough practice thing. These are practice sketches that I've been doing recently, as I say. Okay, what else do we have? Okay, so let's go back to that one. Okay, this is one I just did a moment ago. I just did this one a moment ago. This is I turned some rough scribbled sketches into posed figures, and this time I decided to go with the same character and just try and work out this design, because this is a design for one of my new characters that I'm coming up with, one of the characters in one of the new shows, but this is the first early design of the look of the character. So you know, it's rough designs here, very rough, but I'm just practicing my sketching of the human figure, you know, and then trying to, you know, I know it's not that great, but I'm just trying to come up with different designs, you know. So that's that. Okay, so now what I'm going to do now is I'm going to start to show you some animation stuff. Okay, so basically, you know, what I've learned is, you know, you can you know, do animation different ways. You can use silhouettes and stuff. There's so many ways you can do animation. But what I was going to say is, like, sometimes I'll do this. Like, I'll have a scene. I'll draw a scene out. By the way, this is Krita, by the way, the software, for those who don't know. I'll have something in a scene, somewhat 3D. We'll have like a, I don't know, some desk. We'll have some kind of camera angle here. You know, okay, and we'll have that there. Yeah. Let's just imagine. Okay, we're going to have a few things here. I don't know exactly what I'm going to have here, but I'm going to have. I'll have a door. Screw it. I'll have a door. An open door. That'll make things a bit easier if we have an open door. Okay. Now, so there's a room in there of some kind. Some kind of hall with another door farther down there. Further down there, we're going to have that there. Have some perspective. I could even have some different things. So what I'm going to do is, okay, I'm going to do that. I'm going to make this, give the character some challenge here. There's some kind of bar or something there. So the character's going to have to climb through these gaps. This, oh, my perspective's a bit off there. So you don't have to do a really detailed one. I'm just doing a rough thing here just to show you. Okay, let's just say that this goes further down there. It's a bigger room in the background. Okay. Okay, maybe there's another couple of doors there or something. I don't want to have it too cluttered, but a picture or something. Maybe it's a clock. You know. And we'll have this as a room. We could have like a table here or something. Someone's cup of tea, coffee on there. Big old school TV. You know, there. Okay, so that's basically that. Then what I'll do is I'll make this fainter, so it's really faint, just so we can see it as a guide. Okay, just as a guide. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to make another layer, and I'm going to make a path, just to make it easy for us. I'm going to make a path with a certain colour. So I'm going to give a colour, and I want this character to climb through these bars, and then he's going to walk along a line, and I want the line to go here, closer to us. Okay, then he's going to go, let me think about this, he's going to go over here. He's going to come in this direction. A bit too far, I think that is a bit too far. Let's have it like he goes over here, he goes over here, he's going to flip over that, and he's going to go here, and then he's going to go into the back, into here, okay? And that's just a guideline for myself. It's not going to be visible in the actual thing, it's just a guideline. So what I'm going to do, okay, is I'm going to do a very, very simple thing. And I'll even make this even fainter, just so you can really see what we're doing. On the next layer here, I'm going to add some more keyframes, because that's not enough, I don't think. Oh, hold on. Yeah. Keyframes, insert multiple keyframes, we'll have it with a timing of 1, and just add loads of keyframes in. I don't want to have too many because it'll be here all day. I'm going to duplicate this layer a few times too, I knew which one I'm going to do. I'm going to go with this. We're not going to do real amazing art, but we're going to have a character here, okay? And I could do we're going to do a full opacity. I could do a full-on, like, a detailed character if I wanted to, but I'm going to show you what I like to do. I'm going to draw a circle, right? Just circles and like wavy arms, right? I can draw over that if I wish to. So it's just literally all we're doing is a circle for the head, a circle for the body, wavy arms and wavy legs, right? But for some understanding of where this character is, I'm going to erase certain areas here so you can see that he's standing behind that, right? He's standing behind that, okay? And then what we do is we go along. Oh, we're on the wrong, please excuse me, we're on the wrong keyframe. Make sure you're on the first keyframe. That'll help. So make sure you're on the right keyframe first of all, guys. So we're on the keyframe. If you look here, I've got my timeline at the bottom of the screen. You can see that. So you do this, right? We're going to make this really simple. That's all it is. That's your character. Now, going on to the next frame, we can't see the previous frame. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn on the onion skins. This little light bulb here. You see, bottom left. See this light bulb, bottom left of the screen here beside my keyframes. Okay, that little onion skin thing. You turn it on, okay. Then you just basically I'm imagining this to be not a flat circle with the arms having to be either side, and the same for the legs, but I'm imagining it like a 3D thing. So I'm imagining now his arm is on this side, and here, and his arm's bent, and he's holding onto this. You see, and that's where his shoulder point will be about here now. You see, his upper torso's turned. I was going to have him climb over. I think what we'll do is we'll have this character go under, I think. And what I can do is go back for a second. We'll do the eyes just so you can see where's the front. I don't have to do that at all, but so you can see now as I go, boom, boom, okay. And we're going to make this character go under. So I'm going to, I guess I shouldn't have had the arm there. I want to do this really quickly just to show you guys, okay, really quickly. So let me just do my stuff, and you'll basically see what I'm talking about. I'm not going to add too many frames at all. And the arms there. I'm going frame by frame. And I'm going to have this come up the other end there. That's going there, okay. It's not perfect, you know, obviously. Because I didn't even do much leg movement as you've seen there, but when I go over to here, see, now I'm going to just start making that make sense, and we're going to like start this guy walking off on the line. So I'm just going to literally see, I'm going to have this about here, some crazy thing. I'm just trying to make it make some kind of sense, and I'm going to make it like this guy's going to walk along. It's not going to look great, and it's going to look really rough, but I'm just showing you how we can do that. I've not drawn the eyes on, I know. It's almost like this guy's walking drunk almost here. The way he's walking, but okay, so that's going to be there now. Just imagining where the legs are, you see, and yeah. Boom, boom, boom. Okay, then on the next one is going to be. Let's make him make a big step, okay? Shoulder will be about there now. We go to the next one. The other leg's already gone there. The arm, I'm going to make that about there. He's brung the other leg in. Oh, excuse me. Going across. That leg's just still going to be there. Okay, we're coming in. Okay, the other leg, we can't even see the other leg now. And I'm just having some fun as I do this, okay, so that's the other leg, that should be. The other leg, the other one behind. Bam, bam. And I'll show you, as it gets closer to us, it should be bigger, you see, but don't worry too much. You know, just go with this for now. Okay, so that's going to be about there. The other leg as he's walking away from us. Gonna go there now in the next one. And I want him to just roll over the table like crazy. The two arms are going up. Okay, and the next one we're just going to have some crazy action here. One, both legs are there. The head's under there. Well, no, the head should be underneath, and he's just holding onto this thing. It's going up here within these wavy, like noodle-like legs and arms. You see, literally. Head's going over, the body's going over, his two legs are here. Add the feet on if you wish to. Let's imagine that he's let go now and he's just freely just moving in the air. Can't even see his feet on that angle. And that's there, his arms are rising up as he's sinking down. The legs are behind there. Bam, and let's imagine he's behind the table now. Boom. Then from here, he's just going to continue his stepping and go out into the other room. So let's just make him do some big steps, I think. Boom. A couple of big steps here. Oh, hang on, I've done that wrong. Hold on, yeah. Okay, that's there. Okay, you get the idea there, okay? And that'll be there, and then he goes into the other room and continues on his merry way into there. I think what I will do is I'll add a few more frames in, add some keyframes, insert keyframe right, we'll add a few keyframes right, on the right, not the left, add 4, and you'll see, there's we go in here now. It's not going to be like amazing, but you know, you'll see what I mean, okay? Just remembering the perspective. Boom, 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 and then one more, then just to have it there. Okay, and what we want to do now is if I right click on that last frame and set end time. If I go to the first frame now and play it back, slow, we'll see what speed that is. So you see how the character walks around and it just loops because we set that to the end frame. And what you can do is you can obviously speed it up to some crazy speeds. You know, set up to some crazy speed if you want to do that. Speed things up, slower or faster. You know. If I go back to the first frame now, I can have it that we right click on that first frame and then go to hold frames and go insert multiple hold frames. We'll add about 6 and you'll see it adds this, and what that does, it holds that frame before it moves on. Now if I'm going to move him to here, I'm going to move to where he comes up from this side. Let's just have it about there, and I'll do a hold frame. Inserts, not insult, multiple hold frames. You can adjust how many you want. So you're going to have him walk up to about a certain point. We'll see. And we'll just have it like when he comes to about here, and then I'll go insert more hold frames. About like that. We'll have to set the end frame in a moment as well. So he's going to flip over the table. He's going to land there. Then I'm going to add multiple hold frames. Insert multiple hold frames. And we go, okay. And we get to there. Okay, then he starts to move. Continue on. I think we'll add some hold frames on that last frame as well. So we'll have a nice pause in between. Bang. Oh, hang on, what just happened? No, hold frames, sorry. Yeah, 6 hold. We'll just, you won't see what happens exactly, but I'll just move along there and just choose one of those to be the last frame by right clicking and then going set end time. Set end time, yeah. Now I'm going to go back to the first one and I'm going to turn off my onion skins because we don't need to see those ghosting effects anymore. Green being the next frame and red being the previous. I'm going to press play. You see? he stops and then goes. We'll slow it down a bit so it's more easy to see how he actually pauses. But in any animation, you'll notice when you've got less frames, if you slow the speed down, then it's going to look more jumpy, juttery, you know. So if you have choppy, you know, whereas if you have like it faster, playing faster, it's going to look more smooth. So if you want to have slow animation and you want to have it nice and smooth, you need to have more frames. Now, the background we did really rough. We could have spent much more time on it, and the character is really, really rough, isn't he? Okay, so I'm going to show you something in a moment. You will have seen some of my previous videos where I actually showed you different methods of like doing a rough startup, you know, for characters, you know, for how to draw like a rough sketch or a scribble or a stick figure, or using blocks and triangles and different methods and spheres and circles. There's so many ways you can do it, and mixing them all up, different lines and silhouettes, and there's so many ways you can like set up characters, you know. But you can see how that guideline is helping. You see, if I turn that off now, you can see the guide. We don't need to have that guideline there. If I go to the layer with the guidelines on, this one, yeah, we'll turn that off. Bam, delete that. Actually, I've deleted it. I can turn this back up, but it doesn't really do us much justice because it's just a stick figure, you see, and also it clashes with the character. But if I press play, you see how our characters are in the room, walking around perfectly where it needs to go. Now you can work with different elements. Like I could have different things in the foreground or the background. I could have objects in the front. I could have like on different layers, like tables and stuff on top. So we wouldn't need to draw it a certain way. We could just have him moving freely around the room, and then have certain objects in front and then others behind. You can work on different layers, right? So as you can see, it's kind of ghostly, right? So what we're going to do is, if I go to the frames, if I just stop it playing for a moment, stop, and then go there. Let's just turn down this for a second. We don't need that. This is a line art layer, by the way. Don't forget, underneath that line art, if I wanted to, I could have like colours or anything going on. You know, I could do whatever I wanted to do. I could have, maybe it's a nighttime scene, you could have like a dark bluish kind of look. He's sneaking around the room, you know. Maybe there's a glowing light or something in the room, you know. Just to give it some atmosphere, you know. Maybe it's really light in this room, in here, you know, I don't know. You know, maybe there's a light on in that room, you know, so we can see some light shining through the room in some way. Maybe light from the TV as well, you know, things like that. There's a light in the back room too. You might want to emphasize that, you know, and you might want to add things like a dark shadow or something like that. So a bit of shadow or something in here, you know. Just imagining, just using my imagination here for a bit of fun, you know. It's not a proper picture, you know. This is just a rough scene. I'm just showing you, getting the idea to imagine the perspective, you see. So that's there. Let's imagine we've got it like that, let's say. Now the character still looks really rough as well, doesn't he, right? So, you know, but you got the idea there. You see, getting the atmosphere, trying to imagine. Good way to visualize things. Now, what you might want to do is turn off that background altogether and just start working now and making this into something. You may want to keep it really, really faint so you can just about see. Let me just delete the colours quickly. Bring that down. Now, let's bring this character down and show you what I mean. So if I go on another frame, well, I don't need to do it for this animation, okay? But what I was going to say is, obviously, I'll show you just for one frame. One frame here. If I go on another layer with a normal pen, you see I can just work this all in. If I zoom in and show you here, I can imagine it all in as I wish to. I can do a head properly, you know. I'm doing a rough one, but I'm just saying I could do a head, you know, some character, you know, give him a pair of headphones, maybe he's listening to music. Okay. And this guy's here, we'll do his neck, you know. going to give him a backpack, whatever, you know. Maybe okay. The guy's arms are by his sides, so we have to follow that. You know, and we can have this behind there. We can't see that because that's behind there. His hands would be about there, and you just literally follow the lines of what you've got. You know, you'd clean it up and make them the right sizes or whatever. Like if you needed to draw things a certain way. Sorry, there you see, and what you do is you do your nice art. You do a rough one first, and then you would get rid of your actual stick figure one. You know. And then what you could do is you could add another layer underneath this and paint in the colours, any colours you wish to have. So I wouldn't have blue, but I'm just saying that, for example, you know, I'm just saying you could do it like that, fill it all in. But what you need to do is you need to paint every layer the way I like to do it. It's just the way I like to do it. Paint every layer with more care, obviously. I'm just showing you quickly here, but with more care, paint on the layer below your lines, and you have to have frames. Don't forget to add frames. For this I didn't add frames for this layer, so it's just going to be one layer the whole time anyway, so one image. So you need to add layers, you know. But you know, the point is, okay, you know, when you've done that, okay, when you've got your character, you need to then add merge the layer down. Okay, so merge the line art layer down onto the color layer is what I'm trying to say. Okay, you need to do that, and then you know, if you were to do that properly, see if I merge that down with that layer now. Does that work? Oh, it does work actually. Hold on, mid-press play. Yeah, but you see what happens? Oh, nothing happens. My mistake. My mistake, yeah, but you understand what I'm saying? Yeah, so the thing is, you know, we're not going to have... You need to do that for every single frame. You need to do it for every single frame is what I'm trying to say. You need to draw the same... You need to follow the drawing of your stick figure for every single frame. You know, every frame that you need to have. Okay. Now, what I'm going to show you just really quickly now, I think what we'll do is we'll finish this video, and then in the next video I'll show you more of how I'm going to continue designing proper characters, and I'm going to show you some methods of like drawing over silhouette sketches, scribbles again as well, to practice figures. But before I do that, I'm just going to show you something really quickly, just to help you very quickly with drawing from that stick figure method I'm doing with the two circles, like one circle for the head, one circle for the body, like egg sort of shape, and then doing the wavy lines for arms and legs. Simple as that. What you do is you do this, so your head, a body, and then get the in perspective. You know, imagine how you want this character standing, let's say, and you've got to imagine in your mind where the things are. So this is the hips line, this is the shoulder line, this is the elbows, so you can imagine where the hands are going to be, the feet. I know that the knees about there, see, I know, you see, and I'm imagining that. So if I put this more faint, you see, so I don't draw those red bits in like I just did there. All I'll do is I'll just have the, you know, the black, see, like this, like, see, just like that. Okay, just start it like that. That's all I'll do. Okay, and I don't need to go through the body. If I want to see the other side, I will, just to remind myself. But I try to imagine it 3D, and you see how the head's going over that there? I could erase that and make it like this, or I could leave it in front and make it look like it's in front now. See that he's looking at us, but it's you know, the other way, like he's looking away from us. But let's just go anyway. I'm going to put this faint now, make it more fainter, turn down the opacity of the layer, go on another layer on top. And what I'm visualizing basically when I'm doing this is, if I just quickly make a duplicate of this layer, just to quickly show you, is if I make a duplicate of that just really quickly, we've got two now, I'll show you two things. Okay, one is I'm imagining this thing, so like I showed, like I said before, maybe like using, you know, cubes or whatever. So I'm imagining literally where the face is. He's looking away from us, obviously, with the face. I'll do a neck in there, you know. I'll do a neck if I want to. the body is going to be like in two parts, right? So you have, I'll split this egg-shaped circle of the body, this body part, I'll split it into two and get it on the right angle, and I'll turn it into like a 3D cube if I wish to. In my mind, I'm just imagining, you see, the spine is running down from his back on the inside, coming out here, see, the hips will be about here, you see. So I'm trying to imagine these pieces, and then I'll just piece it all together, you see. So let me just erase all that just quickly and show you in simplified form, because we're trying to imagine that these circles, we've got one circle for the head and one circle for the body anyway, we're trying to imagine that they're spherical, like spheres as such, you see. You're not just 2D flat. So what I'm doing is I'm imagining that in my mind, but I'm splitting this in half. I'm making this like the torso bit where the rib cage is and that the spine's up here, see, to the back of the neck. I'll draw a smaller head inside. I won't give it that sort of size. Depends on the design of the character, obviously. Spine's going down to the this bit here, bottom part of the spine, and then you've got another little part here for the hips. You know, they call it abdomen, whatever. And then from there you've got the legs, obviously. So what you could do is you could even just do like pieces like this, draw pieces and imagine that they're 3D, or you could draw them in as blocks. It depends how much detail you want to have. You can draw knees in and elbows, like elbows and knees like little circles. The same for the hands, or like little squares or triangles. Do it however you wish to. But then what I do is I just do that, see, I just imagine that there, and I just imagine which way the foot angle is going to be. I might just do a square or a triangle, like one like that. That's there. Try and keep them the same sort of lengths, obviously, each leg. That leg's far away from us. This arm's about here, right? I have to go over that. I have to erase this part now just to show where that is. See, it's in front, right? And the hand I might just do like that, a rough little hand. I might decide to do a thumb in there or some finger, just some lines if I wish to. The back of this arm's there. We can't really see where it's going on the other side there. This will be where the ear is. The back of the neck sort of goes in the back there of the head. The face is facing, he's looking in that direction. Okay. You see, and that's how it would be. If this was a block as well, like, you know, you'd arrange things, you'd shape things up, see, so they'd be less circular, see. And you'd like change the shapes. I might make it like, if I imagine this is a cube here, this abdomen, this what do you call it, hips part, I can imagine we're looking up slightly, see there. So you're doing all that while you're doing it. You're doing all that while you're doing it, you see. So if I'm doing this, I'm imagining that as I'm doing it. So I'm imagining all these parts. Like you see the arm here, this arm. I'm imagining it as blocks, you see, or cylinders at least. You know, I'll have a ball joint if I want to for the that part there. I could have this here and that there, see. Imagining these pieces, whatever it's going to be, see. There's pieces, you see. Like a wooden dummy sort of thing. Wooden mannequin dummy, you know. So what I'd do is I'd do that, and I'd do that as I'm actually working on it. So I'd have a character, let's say. Let's do a hat here, just for an example. Do the ear in place and just imagine it as I'm drawing it. Try to in 3D. We'll give this guy a hoodie or whatever. You know, we'll have this guy's sleeves rolled up or whatever, and a pair of gloves on, you know. Give him a gun if we wish to. There, see. Do the jumper to about there. We know that the backside's about there. You know, the leg's going to be, this leg's in front. Okay, so that's about there. Draw the trousers, whatever, see. Draw the bottom of the foot if you wish to do it that way. Depends. You know, and then just do it with more care, I'm saying, you know, back of the arm there, and you get rid of the back one, and there you get your lines. So that's basically what I'm doing, roughly. See, roughly I'm saying. And you know, what I'd sometimes do, just briefly, while I'm here, just really quickly, what I'll sometimes do is I'll get another brush, like another one of these ones, like one of these ones. I like this brush here. You see, it looks like, I like this one. This is really cool. So what I'll do is I'll go to like a low opacity, kind of like not too small size, a bit thick. You don't want it too thin like this, like, hang on, like really thick. I want to have like, yeah, some thickness to it, but not full opacity on the brush, so it's like it builds up as I shade, see. And what I'll sometimes do for practice, I may have the opacity of the layer either all the way up or slightly down as well. Slightly down, I think, first. And what I'll do is I'll do some rough scribbles like that. Literally scribbles, and I'll look in that, like taking my brush off of the screen sometimes, and then putting it back down, and then scribbling, and then taking it off and tapping as I go, and finding different shapes, just roughly doing. If you can hear my click here as I'm clicking, see it's clicking, so you can hear when I'm taking the brush off. And so what you can see, I'm trying to look for shapes within these random scribbles to you know, draw over, and then I can look into those as though I'm looking into clouds, and looking for the shapes, and it's just helping me see where the figure is, and I'm trying to imagine that in perspective, you know. Plus you've got different forms you can work with, like bigger or smaller circles, and imagining like fat people or thinner people and stuff like that. So what I'd sometimes do also to give myself some more help is I will do a circular type of shape here for the head, you see, like a head, like a mark, and then do some lines, like see wavy lines. So I might have a head here, and then some stuff up here, you know, here like a little dot, or I can do a few dots and then choose later which one is the head. It might be a big one or a smaller one. Now just looking at these random, you know, shapes and stuff, what the hell can I see in there, you know? I'll bring the layer down now a little bit fainter, and I go on top, and I'll choose a normal pen, and I'll start to draw shapes. So I'll imagine now with a full opacity pen, I'll imagine that, okay, where's the head? Like this is the head. Okay, I'll imagine which way the eyes are going to be, in which direction. Okay, I can see something happening here. Something, I don't know what exactly, something happening here. You know, I could make it like just adjust it some way or another. You know, and just imagine like some characters in different positions. This is not a very good one, I'm just saying for example, you know. So I can't, the other leg maybe behind there somewhere, you know. Another character might be here, I can see their head. Seems like somebody's here reading a good book or something in a it looks like an armchair or something here. I'm seeing in this here, maybe the legs are about there. I'm not using the entire scribble, if you notice, like this area here or these points, I'm not using them. I'm just working with what I want to use. So in the eye, and you can like get these rough visualizations, you see here. Another thing, I'm just working with rough like kind of shapes here, you know, just imagining, just trying to work out and teach myself to see different, you know, shapes from different angles. This here, what's this? So this is someone here, some big tough guy. I don't know what he's doing. One of these type of clothes on. Hold on. He's falling asleep, this guy. Standing there. I don't know. You just see these different shapes, and you can just draw and work out the body. You imagining the same pieces, like I said, imagining the same pieces. So I'll just use a quick red one. I'm going to stop this video now, but the head's here, see? The torso's here, the hips are here. The head's here, see, the torso's about here, the hips are here. The head's here, the torso's here, the hips are here. And again, the head's here, the torso's here, and the hips are underneath it. So what I'm seeing is a long neck here. So let's do that darker. So got another layer. Long neck there, the arms there. He's holding something, it looks like. The other arm's on the other side. The legs are here, coming either side. The shoulder point and the hip point's about here. This is here. This could be another one. We could do it differently. This one we could choose to have the hips here. Bam, bam, bam. See, I'm just looking at this here. The spine here, the neck there, the eyes could be here. It depends on what I want to do. I could just choose to do something different. I could have the hands about here, closer. And the guy is trying to suggest something, like he's talking to us, you know. It could be this head's here, see, he's looking down. The spine is about here, see. There's the hips there, and the shoulders about there. See, the shoulders are across here. Knee, foot, see, again the other leg could be there. This could be the other leg behind here. It depends what you want to do. He's running really fast. I could do another arm. I could just draw another arm in. If I don't want to have the arm in this direction, I could just leave some of them. I could just like have the arms here. Maybe this guy's running so fast, you know. This could be another angle, like from behind. I could have the shoulder. This could be the hip line here, across here. This could be this, and then the other legs. Maybe in front, somewhere further away. He's walking. The spine's up there. See, to the neck, the back of the head. You know, maybe we could just draw an arm in. Draw, like, you know, skinning. The further away things are, the bigger the smaller they get, obviously. This could be here. He could be holding a case or something. You know, maybe he's opening a door, you know, or closing a door, or whatever it is. You know, and you just see the shapes in there, basically. That's basically what I'm doing. You know, I'm gonna stop this one here and say thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video, guys. Thanks for watching.